What I have up here on the board right now is the quantity of a good, the total fixed variable and total cost, plus the calculation of my average fixed variable an average total cost plus my marginal cost, given the quantities. If you take a note here, my total fixed cost is $100 the whole way down. It's $100 because it is fixed. It doesn't change as I produce more goods. What I want to concentrate on right now is just the averages. We take a look at our average fixed cost. Our average fixed cost at the first unit is 100. The second unit it's 50, 33, 33, 25. It continually decreases. It continually decreases. It continually decreases because by nature it is fixed. And as I proportion my $100 fixed cost over my quantity, the amount gets smaller and smaller per unit, or that portion that's attributable to that particular quantity gets lower and lower. If I want to take a look at this on a graph, my average fixed cost would look like this. It continually declines. Unit 10 is $10. The first unit is $100. So as I produce more and more units, my fixed cost will continually decrease. If we take a look at my average variable cost, it goes from 90, 85, 80, 75, 74, 75, 77, 81. So therefore, my average variable costs decrease and then increase again. And if we want to take a look at that on a graph, my average variable cost would be considered, if we wanted to put a letter value to this, if you will, it would be U-shaped. It would be U-shaped. Now, the reason it's U-shaped is because of the law of diminishing returns. As I add a variable resource to my fixed plant capacity, initially my costs will decrease. But because after a while we're starting to bump into each other, we're too crowded, my costs start to increase, and therefore it is U-shaped. Average total cost reflects the same thing. 190, 135, 113, 194, 91, 91, 93. It stays lower longer, but then because my fixed cost is so insignificant at that point that it must increase. And therefore, if I were to draw this, my average total cost would be just above, by way of my average fixed cost, above my average total cost. Again, the reason for that is the law of diminishing returns. If we take a look at our marginal cost 90, 80, 70, 60, 70, 80. And then my marginal costs start to go up. The reason, again, is the law of diminishing returns. As I add a variable resource to my fixed plant capacity, it starts to increase. And if I were to graph this, there's a unique property here. If I were to graph my marginal cost curve is also U-shaped, reflecting the law of diminishing returns, but it intersects my average variable cost and my average total cost at the lowest point. My marginal cost is equal to my average variable cost and my average total cost at their lowest point. It's just a mathematical property that's inherent to that, and that's not the purpose of this course to get into that. But therefore, you can see with these cost factors that this is what my average fixed cost would look like, my marginal cost, average fixed and average variable, and average total cost. Now, there is one more thing that we want to take a look at in the short run, is what happens if one of these costs should change? How does that affect all the other costs? A change in fixed cost will result in a change in average fixed cost, total cost, average total cost. So if I decide to advertise, to expand my advertising, which would be a fixed cost, A change in my fixed cost will result in a change in my average fixed cost, my average total cost, and my total cost. We don't have the total cost up here. A change in my variable cost. I want to add more labor. I'm going to buy less materials tomorrow. A change in total cost will result in a change in total cost, average variable cost, average total cost, and my marginal cost. So in other words, variable cost affects all of these. Variable cost affect all of these, whereas fixed cost affect only average, fixed, average total, and total cost. Again, if you have any questions, I urge you to email me personally, post them on Blackboard. I will respond to you individually, and likewise on Blackboard, on discussion board. And I ask everyone else to check that on a pretty regular period so that you can also share your input. Thank you very much, and have a good day.